previously on the Full Exposure Studios program.
Kentucky State Police say Douglas Harless was shot and killed by a London police officer during an attempt to serve a search warrant on the night of December 23rd. They say it happened at Harless's home, 511 Vanzant Road in Lilly. Dispatch audio says police were attempting to serve a warrant at 489 Vanzant. Buttrey is accused of stealing a weed eater from property public records show is owned by the Laurel County Judge Executive. He was
to the wrong address is what that was.
Whoever wrote that headline right there, you need to find a new line of work. What happened? How did he die? Natural causes? He just died. The weed eater did belong to a judge, and luckily, since they went to the wrong address and started shooting, the weed eater wasn't heard. They quit using body cameras there in 2023. So I got updates. Let's see how the media is reporting on it.
Doug Harless died a few days before Christmas at his house in Lilly.
So just imagine you're laying in your bed sleeping one night, and someone kicks your goddamn door in. It's midnight. And then they shoot you until you're dead. And then this dead-eyed fuck goes on television to inform the masses that you just died. Like you had a heart attack maybe, or just natural causes, you died. Let's see how the normal people who live there are taking it.
What's his name? Doug Harless! What do we want? Justice!
Their voices can be heard throughout downtown London.
What do we want? I'm glad we're here. This is what we need. We need to be one community as a whole.
With hopes of making an impact.
Well, I believe, one community comes together, it might not happen again. And I want to keep Doug Harless's name alive, say his name, Doug Harless.
And Elliot Stoddard.
Something similar to this happened to a friend of mine years ago, and so it's an issue that I feel strongly about. I'm tired of it happening time and time and time again, and every time they swear, oh, we're going to make improvements, we're going to make changes, but the police that do these things are never brought to justice.
Those who knew Harless well were also marching, like Chelsea Lecce.
He was the kindest, most caring, compassionate person you could ever meet. Such an innocent, kind man gone way too soon.
The biggest question I've got is, why didn't somebody say slow down?
Where are the body cameras? I thought after Breonna Taylor situation that was going to be mandated, but apparently not. I think we just need to follow the money and see where the money's actually going, because they cannot afford the body cameras.
It was a town hall where everyone showed up and was the same energy from the protest kept going. The takeaways from that were that the mayor's not going to say a word about it, and that the city council had no idea that the cops didn't wear body cameras. But this guy right here, David Westerfield, that's the judge whose weed eater apparently was stolen in the original reporting. There's newspaper articles where he's quoted, he didn't know anything about it. Well, it's a tragedy, the whole thing. Here's a video clip. It's brief. This is what he said publicly about it, what he's actually stated.
Last Sunday night, there was items stolen from my property. What was stolen did not belong to me. It belonged to a person that was using my garage to store his equipment in. And I was out of town when this happened. I knew nothing more than that about it.
Oh, he was out of town when it happened. He knew nothing more about it. Yeah. If you're going to have a phone call with your co-conspirators in the murder of an innocent person, it might be wise not to do it on a recorded line. Say, like the city's 911 system. I don't know who did this. Obviously, someone who works for this department in some capacity. This YouTube channel popped up yesterday, day before. I'll cut this down to keep it brief, but I'll post a link for the channel. You can listen to the entire call. I'll just put in what I think is pertinent, and we'll see you when this gets updated again.
Dispatch. Go ahead. Got a guy on the line, I want to speak to you. All right. Sir, I've got you hooked in with Officer Hale.
All right, thank you.
Yes, sir, this is Officer Hale. How can I help you?
Hey, David Westerfield, how you doing?
Hey, David, what you doing, old buddy?
Hey, baby, I started looking at my place to see what was gone. Okay. They cleaned me up. I have no way of itemizing anything, so I ain't going to worry about my stuff. What I'd like to do, if possible, somebody could question him and see what he done with my nephew's lawn mowing equipment. I don't know if that's a possibility.
Well, I know they arrested him last night.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah, they did arrest him last night. They got out with him over in Manchester. I don't know how much I can really say. I don't know how much I can really say about the situation down in Lilly last night.
He wasn't part of that, was he?
Yeah, that search warrant came off of, from my understanding, David, that search warrant came off of his arrest. Because he had said that he took a weed eater down there to a dope dealer's house there off of Van Zandt.
Okay. And the boy was shot and killed, right?
That's my understanding. I'm not very. They've not told us anything about it. So.
Yeah, I understand. No, they called me at 1 o'clock this morning and told me all about it. So I know all about that one. I just didn't know. I'm not.
The case got turned over to Elbert Riley, and he said he had worked a couple of cases for you before.
Okay.
If you're familiar with Elbert, do you know Elbert?
Yeah. Yeah, I know Elbert well. It's hard to run this stuff down after he changes hands.
Absolutely. I'd say what he's probably going to do is probably try to check around there. I think probably going to check a couple more pawn shops and stuff like that. I'd say he's trying to sell a lot of that stuff.
Well, and also I found out this morning if there's a homeless person staying back there in my back building, Jared, and my neighbors have seen him several times, and none of them has told me about it till this morning.
You got a homeless guy staying in that building back there?
Yeah, not my garage out by the house, but the other building. He's standing there at night.
Really?
So, I've got 2 renters there that's been seeing him, but neither one of them has called and told me till this morning.
So if we end up finding them, trespassing verbally off the property, and you want them hooked?
I do, and the thing is, Jared, he may have been carrying my stuff out of that building and selling it. The butcher boy that's been arrested may not have gotten all my stuff. It may be the homeless guy that's carrying it off.
Mm.
Maybe after Christmas they can maybe go by there. If not, I'll drive to town every night and see if he's there.
No,
and I really don't want to do that because I might do something unethical.
Well, I know one thing. I'll take care of you. Like I said, you've always been real good to us, and Miss Karen's always been real good to me. So I don't care one bit to do as much as I can to try to help you out. That's why I told Jamie yesterday. I said I'm gonna work my guts out on this case today. Try to help David and them best I can. He said.
Okay, so the judge has a bunch of stuff stored in the building, and the building's not secured. The door doesn't close. If you shove on it, it'll open. That whole thing. And he also mentions that there's a homeless guy living in it. And then the cop, who he's speaking with, says he'll do anything for him. Apparently even kick a guy's door in at midnight and shoot him until he's dead. I mean, the good judge has always been real good to him. And if I'm not mistaken, if I read it right, warrants in the state of Kentucky have to be served before 10 p.m. That part of it is likely criminal as well. I have no idea how this isn't national news. None. Doesn't make sense to me. Help us get it out there. Share it. Comment on it. Pass it around. Do your thing.